Pope Benedict leaves Friday, March 23rd on a pastoral trip to Latin America. Two countries in Latin America, Cuba and Mexico. First stop is Mexico. Mexico is a country with a lot of the problems that afflict developing nations, including poverty and migration. Mexico is also obviously the entry point for immigrants, not only from that country, but from all over Latin America into the United States who are coming and seeking work. And as tensions in the United States grow over that subject, that's obviously has repercussions in Mexico itself, because a lot of these people just simply can't get through, or it becomes more difficult for them to get through. So this obviously is a big problem. Mexico is also a country with a strong secular anti-clerical tradition.
A plot to poison the minds and hearts of our people, to turn them into religious fanatics. This evil, this threat, it will not be tolerated.
There's a new Hollywood movie out that dramatizes the Cristero War of the 1920s. Rebellion by Catholics against the anti-clerical regime, which left its mark on Mexican society to this day. It's still a very polarized society on religious questions. Mexico City itself has very permissive abortion laws. It has same-sex marriage, which the Supreme Court of the country has ruled must be recognized by jurisdictions all over Mexico. So that's all obviously a harbinger of a kind of secularism that Benedict is also worried about in Europe and in the United States. Mexico is a very important country for John Paul II. He went only to a handful of countries more often than to Mexico. When John Paul went to Mexico for the first of his 5 visits in 1979, he had to go as a private citizen. He needed a visa. Over the years, the relations between the Mexican state and the Catholic Church improved dramatically. In 1992, the two states established diplomatic relations. John Paul's dramatic visits certainly improved the prestige of the Church, to the point now the Mexican Senate is on the verge of passing an amendment to the Constitution that will increase religious liberty dramatically. In 2007, when Pope Benedict addressed the Latin American bishops in Aparecida in Brazil, he made it very clear that the Church, as it fights social injustice and poverty, cannot be partisan, cannot be allied, and cannot be linked to worldly ideologies. So in that sense, his message to Latin America is definitely coherent with the messages that John Paul articulated when he visited Mexico. About the need to evangelize all people, about the dignity of the indigenous peoples, but also about the dangers of allying with Marxist ideology and political parties. Remember that Benedict won't only be meeting with the President of Mexico, and won't only be celebrating Mass for Mexicans and meeting with Mexican bishops, he'll be meeting with bishops from all over Latin America. So this becomes an opportunity for him to address the whole region.